Okay guys, how do you know if you are in ketosis? Well, that's a rough one because there are no hardcore black and white signs to say you're in ketosis or you're not. So we can only go by certain indications that I've learned by working with 3,000 people. So some of those indications are very clear. You obviously have energy, but I don't mean a wired, tired, I'm secreting too much adrenaline energy. I mean a balanced energy, right? Where you feel good all day long. Some people are cracked out, they're very anxious, they're very snappy. I'm not talking about that kind of energy. I'm talking about you feel right, you feel good. Now, with that said, the ways to kind of track if you're in ketosis or not is to, number one, get a paper or pen or get on your computer and start to write in your energy levels, your appetite, and your sleep quality. So track what's going on. Now, you also want to track if you're feeling shaky or if you're bloated, if you have any keto flu symptoms. All right, so we got that here on this camp, or any odd things like I'm bleeding too much, yes, on the menstrual cycle, or I'm breaking out in a rash, but that's keto flu. I'll do that in another video. The other thing you can use is a glucometer, a dual glucometer that measures glucose and ketones. Yes, I'm going to do a separate video about how to use your glucometer, but of course you want to look for particular numbers that show my glucose is low, my ketones are up, and that's when you start to feel good and you're like, I'm going to check to see if I'm in ketosis, or your numbers will be perfect and you feel tired and then the urine strip turns purple and you're losing ketones. So that's another indication of seeing like, well, my numbers are good, but I feel tired. So pretty much you shouldn't have an appetite. You should have good energy. Your sleep should be amazing. And you shouldn't have any of those kind of keto flu symptoms, which are headaches and rashes and constipation and inflammation and all these types of shuns. Should feel pretty darn balanced. When it comes to fat loss, that takes time. People who are first doing their keto adaptation just don't lose weight like that. You first have to keto adapt, and people keep forgetting that. And you have to have your fat high in the right macros, but that's for another video. How you know you're in ketosis is literally based on your energy levels. Your inflammation markers are down. Your glucose is stable, your ketones are in the range, glucose under 80, ketones between a 1.8 and a 3.0, and you have the energy on top of that. Plus you're in a lot of circadian REM state cycles throughout the night, right? You're dreaming a lot. Vivid, write down your dreams. That's how you know. When it comes to dropping body fat, not everybody drops body fat just because they're in ketosis. Fat loss is not an indication of being keto adapted. Good health is. So people who've got metabolic damage and high blood pressure and high blood sugar, these things begin to normalize. Remember, keto is beyond losing fat. The internet has it wrong. We have to look to see if these things are regulated, because a lot of people have too high blood sugar, or they're hypoglycemic, or they have polycystic ovarian syndrome, all these things I talk about on the internet. Those things will start to balance. Yep, your constipation will unlock, your histamine intolerance will begin to normalize, your food intolerances will be able to be balanced, you'll feel good, you won't crash so much, you won't need that nap, you won't need that caffeine, you won't need to eat at night, your hunger goes down. That's how you know you're in ketosis. It's not just about fat loss. Now, some people who have a lot of fat to lose, they will lose weight because their insulin is dropping, because their blood sugar is dropping. But that's not always the case. So fat loss is not an indication of being in ketosis, because a lot of people can lose weight on the scale. It's all about how well you feel. Peace.